Triangulation, understanding the toxic communication strategy that triangulation is. I grew up in a family business, and well, triangulation was one of the strategies that my dad used to use. So I really learned a lot about that, and it's a toxic strategy. And what you do is you have three people, and so there's the person, me, who he was unhappy with, and then there was him, and then there was another person that he goes and talks to, and he'll tell him how he's unhappy with, and I should stop doing such and that, whatever his complaint is. And then that person's job is to tell me, hey, I was talking to your dad and he was unhappy and you should stop doing that thing or he's going to be mad at you. And that is the way he handled a lot of stuff. Instead of directly coming to me and saying, well, he, didn't really have a problem with saying stuff directly to me either, but quite often when he was mad, he would rip into you that way. But when he wasn't quite ready to rip into you like that, then he did the triangulation thing. So that's one of his communication strategies that, well, it's never effective. It's toxic. And when somebody is doing that, then, it doesn't mean that you have to be a narcissist to do triangulation. It's easy enough to do. It's common for narcissists to use it, but anybody can use these strategies. And yeah, they really suck and they're really ineffective. I've tried to use them myself in the past. And, deliver a message to one person and hope that they deliver that message to the next person so that they get it and they can make that change that I want them to make. Yeah. So not only am I trying to control another person, but I'm trying to use another person to control that person's behavior. That's a winning strategy, isn't it? So triangulation, you want to avoid that. And, some people might call something like that backstabbing. And, then people wonder what's going on. But it's a communication strategy that people use. A lot of times they use it in business. And if you're in that kind of a situation where people are using that, you'll either want to change it, you want to quit doing it yourself if you see yourself doing it, or if you're in a situation where you have no control over the environment, then you might want to leave that environment and find another environment that's not like that. But first you got to learn your lesson. Whatever that lesson is for you, you need to learn that lesson so that you don't attract more of that kind of behavior. That's the whole thing about narcissism and toxic behavior, is that if you're in that situation, then you're attracted to it for some reason. And once you understand what that reason is, then you will free yourself from it and it won't be part of your environment anymore. And so whatever it is that's creating it, there's some kind of information that you need to pay attention to so that, well, here's the thing. Whatever bothers you about that person the most is the thing that's you. So when you find that thing, then, it's your shadow. So you don't see it yourself. You can't see your behavior. All behavior is unconscious. And the parts of us that are messing up, we project them on other people. So when we get mad at another person, then that's what it is. And so if you can use perception as projection and understand through the feedback the actual feedback that you're getting from people, then you can see what's going on there. But with triangulation, it's really hard to do anything with that kind of thing. And if you're the one that's doing the triangulation, then the first thing that you got to do is quit doing the triangulation. And life will be so much easier when you approach somebody direct and speak to them direct about something rather than using the triangulation thing. Yeah, I understand other people use that. That's true, but you don't want to use it. It's not a good strategy. It's toxic, and it does not get the result that you really want it to. So, triangulation. It's a tool of the narcissist, but you don't have to be a narcissist to use it. A lot of people use these strategies. And I'm of a belief that narcissism is just what the psychologists call it, and it's not really that. That's their label. And I believe that it's really something called self-love deficit disorder. So they're not really, they don't love themselves. And what they do is they take their love outside and they're not worthy of that love unless they do certain things, right? And so an empath and a narcissist would, it shows up a little bit differently in each one of them. Really, it's more introverted or extroverted. Do you seek to find the approval from others, or is it doing good for others? Like if you're the golden boy or the golden girl in the family, then it'll show up one way. If you were the scapegoat in the family, then it'll show up another way. So, so we have differences in the way that we show it. But when it comes to narcissist and the empath, both of them suffer from a self-love deficit disorder, and both of them need to find self-love in order to heal that aspect of themselves and become a whole person. And then all that toxic crap, you don't need any of it. You don't need to do the triangulation. People don't do the triangulation to you either. And you live in a completely different life after that, after you've figured out your own stuff and you fix that. And that's what I help people with my hypnosis. And we can turn things around, in a session. A session is what it takes to figure out what's going on, make a whole lot more sense of life, find your purpose or your meaning behind your life and your why you do whatever you do, and actually turn your life around and start working in the direction and getting the results that you truly want, rather than, what you've been doing. So check out my website, jeffbroomfield.com. I've got a free strategy session you can book there. And we'll talk for 20 minutes about your goals and what you want to achieve in life. And we'll answer any questions that you got about how hypnosis can help you achieve those goals. And if I think I can help you, then I'll let you know. And from there we can, decide what the next step's going to be. So thanks for tuning in. Until next time, have yourself a good one.